Going for my little walk here. Yeah, so yesterday was Christmas, December 25th, 2024, and stayed up pretty late, and there were drones coming out from the direction that normally they come from when I look out my window, which is to the west. I think it's like west, a little bit northwest. They come and they're usually in a procession, but last night it was far less than normal. Like a few would come out and then they'd stop for a while and then maybe a few more would come out. So, I don't know what that is. I'm like always looking up at all this stuff. It's like a plane up there. Let me just get it. It's like up. Okay, yeah, so I'm like watching all this stuff in the sky now. That appears to be like a normal private airplane or whatever. So yeah, there were still drones coming out, or what appeared to be drones. I mean, at this point, it's hard to say which is what anymore. So Christmas, there were a few drones, not as many as when people see like a whole, sort of flock of them. So it was different. So yeah, but then the unusual thing is that I had to get up early in the morning to use the bathroom, and it was like around 7 in the morning, 7:30, and I looked out the window and I saw drones coming from this usual place where they come from, and I took pictures of it. So, it was interesting because they're coming out, they're still coming out. And then I started thinking, well, it was, because the sun was coming up and I was still seeing them. And so I was thinking well, what's up with that, and, but then it's like the drones actually look like airplanes, so you can't really tell if they're drones or airplanes because most people have this idea in their mind that they're they look like those drones that people use for doing photography and stuff like that, but that's not what they look like. And I came across this old thing on YouTube, like a video somebody posted in 2010 about drones, so then I'm saying, well, how do we know that these things that we see in the sky, I never really thought about this before, it wasn't really something I was sitting around thinking about. I know aviation and drones and all this stuff, but they could have been monitoring our skies for a long time, or us, or whatever it is that they're monitoring, so I don't know what they were, and we don't know now what they are. But I guess the thing is that at night there's a lot of them, so I don't really know why there's a lot of them at night. And it seems like I saw this one person posted a video of an orb, and the orb seemed to be dropping something out from it, which was like molten metal, and the person found the molten metal. It was in England. And it was she took pictures of the orb and of it dropping something. And then the next day she went out in the woods, and there's something else over there. The next day she went out in the woods and she actually found, she found it, and there are pieces of sort of molten metal, look like nickel or something. And then she posted it on X, I believe. And then somebody went back to check to see whether she had the metal tested or not, and everything was deleted, so all of that stuff. So I mean, it seems this is there's something over there too. I think that's a regular airplane. It sounds like a regular airplane, so I'm not gonna go crazy with all this. So so it's and then there was a sighting from the Bronx, which is not too far from where I am, of a lot of orbs, and it looked like there was a drone flying among the orbs, so you could see that there's a difference between things that are drones and things that are orbs. And I don't know I don't know what is going on, so it's just hard. It's hard because we don't really know what's happening. Nobody's really telling us like what is going on, and we don't know if it's like sort of a normal explanation, like, okay, well, maybe it has to do something with the Biden administration or the continuity of government, or but then there's people posting pictures of like anomalous things that, sorry, the shadow there, anomalous things that we don't really know what they are, and I mean, if it's an anomalous thing, like for historically people have told the person viewing the anomalous event that they were crazy and they were like gaslit, but now it seems like everybody's being gaslit about what's going on, so we don't know, so we don't know if there's a lot of predictions from certain people that are seemingly in the know about things that, like, for example, Cliff High predicted that there was going to be some sort of contact event, that there's going to be a lot of UFOs at a certain date. I think it was December 3rd, and then he's predicting that there's going to be some sort of thing which he calls a melee. So, I like to listen to what he's saying. Some of the stuff, I don't know, he's a little bit extreme about his views on some things, but, it doesn't really offend me or whatever, so, I mean, I don't really care, but, in a lot of cases, I think he's correct about his observations, so, I do have to give him some credibility about, like, things that he's, like, saying, so I guess that has people on edge because we don't really know what's going on, and, it's, I mean, to me, it's not scary because I think all this stuff has been going on for a long time. I mean, it's not like it's new, but I think it's just new to the mass populace that, we have the potential of contacting life that's not human, because obviously somebody's making those crafts, and it could be us. Some of it's probably ours, but they got the technology from somewhere, so, it could be ours, and it's just that the narrative can be twisted in a lot of different directions with all of this, and, especially just even what I see, like people posting, like people that have never seen any of these things, it's like they're posting like they know what's going on, and I don't think any of us really knows what's going on at this point, we can have ideas about what's going on, but this whole thing with UFOs dropping what they call slag, I mean, that's not necessarily a new thing. People have observed that in, many years ago. I mean, I've been following this whole thing for a long time, since the 1980s, so, all these things that are happening, I just choose not to have posted too many things publicly about my thoughts, but, it's I think we need to just be prepared, but I don't know if we know what to be prepared for. I mean, I guess that would be a little bit more helpful if we sort of knew, but there's a lot of talk about currency collapse. There's talk about weird things with the continuity of government. There's talk about aliens. There's talk about technology, with this AI and everything like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe this AI thing has something to do with more contact with non-humans, which is a whole another story that I don't really want to discuss right now, about what I know about that. But, there's like weird stuff has been going on, and it's probably been going on for millennia. I mean, that's the thing, is we don't really know the truth about our own history, and that's a big issue. We don't know, and everything's sort of kept a secret from us, and I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is. I think it has to do with certain people wanting to be in control, and there's people that are narcissists and psychopaths that are in control, and they want to have control over everything, and then they want to have tons of money and be able to live like gods and stuff, and so I don't know what to say about all of that. So I'm just saying that because I did a little talk, and I'm saying people are sighting all kinds of things in the sky, and they're just making stuff up, and they don't really know what's happening, and so I guess that we have to be, as diligent citizens, we need to be sort of as informed as possible, and try to be informed. And, but I don't know. It's sort of weird because it's like, you kind of know how to be prepared for some things, but I don't think we know how to be prepared for alien contact if that's what's happening. We don't know how to be prepared for that. So I think, we need to put that into our mind space of things that are potentially happening. I felt very uncomfortable about the whole AI thing, when that first started, which was, probably in the beginning of this year, I think it was, they first allowed people to use Chat GPT. So, but I mean, some people are just saying, oh, it's not really anything to be concerned about or whatever. But I don't know, I don't really know, because it all resides on a certain computer, and there's ways to dismantle it if it gets out of hand and this and that. But some people say that the reason why the aliens came was, to sort of shut down my camera just went off by itself. I don't know why that happened. But anyway, I think I said what I needed to say. So just wanted to have a happy ending here. All right, take care.